Oh, interesting. Uh, let's see if everybody could remember to mute their their present or their microphones and to turn off their video. What happens there is it makes it a whole lot better for the people with the slower lines, and maybe and some of our people probably still on telephones. So uh, both the sound and the video will be much better for anybody. And I guess I'll let Brenda and Kim introduce themselves.
All right. Well, I'm Brenda, and welcome District 5010 Rotarians. This is the Rotary Learning Center program, and we're glad that you could join us today. This session is going to be hosted by both Kim Erickson and I, and we are also both co-chairs of the Visioning Committee. So although we're not addressing that in this particular session, I'm hoping that as club leaders, you'll think about this strategic goal setting of visioning for your club if you haven't gone through it lately. Before we begin, a couple more minutes on how this session is going to work and a few reminders. Craig hit on a couple of them, but we want you to know that we're planning on this being about a half an hour, and we want you to be able to ask lots of questions, and we'll stay until you're done. But then you can break and have lunch and come back at 1 o'clock, I think. So to help with the background noise, you know how to turn all those things off. During the question and answer period, you can also raise your hand, and that button is at the bottom on the far right. You can click on that and you can either wave at us or put your hand up if you have a question or write something in the chat bar. And I don't think I see anything else on here that we haven't covered, so let's get started. We're gonna start with, and am I sharing my screen, Kim?
Not yet.
Not yet. So how am I going to do that? Let's see here. I've got the slides going here, but that doesn't help you guys at all. So
you can see your screen.
Can you see it? Oh, good. Okay. Well, so this is the Rotary Learning Center, and we're really excited about this. And I don't know if we can share our excitement as much over the Zoom as both Kim and I have got on it, but this is got a wealth of information, full of training materials for all sorts of things that help you be more successful in Rotary. And I know that whenever we take on these new roles, and I think Rotary is amazing that on July 1st, all of these roles get switched over to Rotarians, and we all want to be good at it because we don't want to let our clubs down. And sometimes you just have questions about, what am I supposed to do as a secretary? What am I supposed to do as a treasurer? What am I supposed to do as a public image chair? And so all of these classes and courses that you'll see give you the real basics of it. And there'll still be questions that you can talk to former people who have had those roles before, but it's really nice. Lots of different kinds of training. So, and Kim added this one in here, and I thought it was a really good one considering all the things that we're going through right now. Alaskans are obviously known for our resiliency, and for me, number 2 is stronger. We've got to have this ability to recover, adjust easily from adversity or change, and we are changing. I think a lot of you have probably participated in the academy. And we covered an awful lot of things with the academy, but now I think this learning center is going to take over. So this online will really help. This is what our club has, or what our district has looked at. We're adapting to the learning center, and as you can see, you can cover the Rotary ABCs, and we see go up as you grow in Rotary, you go up to club development, and then you also start getting into professional and district level leadership. One of the cool things you'll find with some of these classes, and Kim will go through some of them, they will help you with your work as well as what you do with the club. So, and with that, actually, I'm going to turn this over to Kim and let her go live with you and show you what's on the Rotary Learning website.
Okay, so is everybody able to see the RI website that I've got up here?
I'm still looking at Brenda's screen.
Okay.
How do I get you back over?
Brenda, maybe stop share on your side.
Well, that's what I was trying to get to, and I've got everybody's picture here, and I can't get back to the Zoom page. Is that something that Craig can do from his side?
I'm showing mine. I am sharing mine now. But you're not
Okay, there's
seeing
a
it.
dashboard
So
up. This is Craig. There's a dashboard
No.
up.
That's mine still. Let me see here. I've got to get onto Zoom. I got to get back onto Zoom somehow here.
Well, this all worked in our test.
Yeah, that's right. I want to know. We practiced this like twice, you know, so.
Okay, did that make a change? Yeah, it should have. You should be up now, Kim.
Okay, can everybody see
I'm still
the?
doing Brenda.
Still seeing Brenda.
I see learning and reference.
Okay, so now are you seeing the My Rotary at the top?
Yeah.
Everybody? Okay, great. Well, sorry for the
Sorry.
little delay there. So
This is
we're
still
all
a
getting
learning
used to
experience.
Zoom, right? So we're very excited about where Rotary International has gone with their Learning Center. It has grown in leaps and bounds in terms of what's being offered and the capabilities. And as a result of that, Rotary District 5010 is really shifting our district over to using this platform for our education of our members. So you'll be seeing a lot over the course of the next year as we help members learn to navigate it and to really become more involved in the Learning Center. And I think once you get into it, you're going to like it as much as those of us that have started using it do. First and foremost, you have to log into your My Rotary account to get to these things. So just keep that in the back of your mind. If you don't have a My Rotary account, it's easy to set up and your club secretary can help you, or you could get with Brenda or myself or your assistant district governor. There are a lot of people out there that can help you. But get into your My Rotary, and then you'll see at the top here, you've got Learning and Reference. When you click on Learning and Reference, this is the page that you get. And on this page, you've got stuff to the left that talks about Rotary, and then you've got Learn by Role and Learn by Topic, which Brenda's going to go over a little bit more later in the presentation. The key that we're going to talk about to begin with is this right here, and that is the Learning Center piece. And the Learning Center is where you're actually going to be able to take your online courses. So to get there, I'm going to, surprise, surprise, I'm going to click on Visit the Center. And okay, it doesn't have me signed in, so I'm going to sign in. Okay, I was signed in earlier, but I guess I got signed off because it was I didn't have any activity for a while. So this is designed just for Rotarians that have a My Rotary account. Wait till it gets up here. So this brings you to this screen that's called Course Catalogs. And there are many categories that you can go and look for a topic on something you might want to take. So for instance, there's general topics, leadership, membership, professional development, etc. So you have these 9 different topics that you can click on in order to find something that you might want to look at. One of the first courses that we recommend somebody take is a very short course. It's called Getting Started with the Learning Center. And that will help you to actually learn to work through this. So I'm already, it says enrolled. I already enrolled in this class, but if you click on a class, and if you hadn't enrolled, you can say you want to enroll on it. It will give you a description about the course. In this case, it just shows you how to work the Learning Center. There's additional resources that you might have. Here, it just takes you back to the catalog of all the courses. And then you have a progress bar. In this case, I did all 6 little pieces of it that were designed, that were part of the learning module. Let's begin if you wanted to start the course. So each course is designed that way. And you're probably wondering, well, how long is it going to take me to take that course? And on each course, it tells you roughly how long. So it's a 15-minute course to get started with that getting started with the Learning Center. Getting started with learning topics, 15 minutes. Best practices for engaging members, 45 minutes. So you get a feel there. So there are over 600 courses listed on here. And then the question is, of course, how do you want to filter down to what you want to see? So a really handy tool is this filters that you have here. So right now, this is really designed to have the e-learning, which are all these courses, and learning plans, which we'll talk about in a moment. So I'm going to click on the e-learning. And because I am unfortunately only fluent in English and not these other languages, you'll see that there's 15 more languages they show here. I'm going to click on just the courses in English. So the courses that are in English, there's a little over 100 of them. So I've done this, and then so I've clicked just what's in English and e-learning, and then maybe I want to say, I'm my club membership chair this year, so maybe I just want to see what's involved in courses that might interest somebody that's in the club membership chair or in the membership committee. And so here I see are all of these courses designed around membership, and they range in time from 45 minutes to the longest one here is or 30 minutes is the shortest, and hour and 15 minutes is the longest. So all of these courses have a lot of really good information in them. Some of them actually have little quizzes that you take. Some of them have downloadable material. Each one is catered to whatever the topic is. If you, let's come back here to our filters. So these are all individual courses. Now let's say that you're new to Rotary, and perhaps you want to see, well, what courses should a new member take? Well, they have what's called learning plans. And this is where they have gone in and put together the plans that they think would be helpful for someone in a particular area. So there's actually, not showing all of them, there's actually about 9 of them, 9 or 10 learning plans. The ones that are coming up on the screen right now, there's a club committee basics, there's one on secretary, membership, club president, there's also one on public image, administration, all these various things. So you can click on a learning plan. So I have enrolled in, let's see if I want to enroll in the club membership committee basics. It tells all about the learning plan. If you started it, it shows what progress you've made on it. The total plan is expected to take about 2 hours and 45 minutes to get through all the courses. And then here's all the courses that are within that plan. So this is designed that you can come back and work on it as your time permits at your own leisure. Now let's go back. There's a powerful tool on here that's a little bit hard to find. And so I'm going to point it out to you. And up here, these bars are a menu. It's not intuitive. This is the one thing I hope they do ultimately change. But if you click on this, this is going to give you many more items that you can tap into and where you can customize it for yourself. So for instance, if I go to my dashboard, this is going to tell me exactly what's happened with my own learning plans. So I have completed 2 courses, the Getting Started with Learning Topics and Rotary Basics. I completed those. I have signed up for the Club Membership Committee Basics, and I've signed up for an Introduction to Adult Learning. These are still in progress. As you can see, I haven't completed them. I've completed these 2. I have a long way to go to get through all the courses in the Learning Center. But like everything else in Rotary, they want to award you when you do complete something, so you can earn a badge. So if you complete something, you get a badge, and there's a point system and all kinds of fun things that you can do. If you can go to a leaderboard and see who has the most points, etc. So there's all kinds of different things that you can do here. But I think the most important piece is just a place that it keeps track of everything that you have personally taken. Now, when we get, as Rotary District 5010 rolls into this course or into doing this, you will start to see some learning plans and some specific courses that come out that deal specifically for Rotary District 5010. They're not in here yet. We're working on it. But ultimately, you will see some learning courses that deal with grant management in our district, the history of our district. You'll probably see some things that are specific to youth exchange in our district. These are all the ideas that are out there as we start shifting things over from the District Leadership Academy, which was only able to accommodate a relatively small number of people each year, to the Learning Center, which is wide open. Everyone in the district can take things at their own pace. So that gives you an overview of what you can be doing. Again, up here, this is the part that's probably the hardest to remember and find. You can actually mark clubs that are going to, or items that are going to be your favorites. There's a question and answer. You can keep track of various things. And then you can just always go right back to the course catalog. Okay, so that gives you an idea there of how the Learning Center itself works. We really encourage people to just click around in there to look and see what's available and how it works. It just takes going in and clicking and doing a couple of these intro courses that they've got out there. I think you'll find that once you've gone through one of them, you'll see it's pretty straightforward, pretty easy, and you'll be interested in doing more of them. So with that, what we wanted to do was to turn you back over to Brenda, and she is going to be talking about some of the other tools that you have outside of the Learning Center. So again, we were just in the Learning Center where you have the course catalog, but you have some other resources that you can use from the Rotary International website to help you learn. So Brenda, I'm going to turn it back to you.
All right. Well, thank you. And we're going to the Learning Topics section. And so she taught you how there are a series of courses that deal with the roles. This is by topics, and this goes into a lot of the old publications that Rotary has always had. So you will still be able to get the publications and be able to read. I think a lot of these publications also show up in your in the courses when it has extra resources. So you'll see those in there as well. Does that make sense a little bit? And I know I'm kind of going, I can't, when I go to full screen, I don't get to see all the rest of you guys. So that's frustrating. Okay, so anyway, I'll go back to full screen to let's see if we can. Okay, play from here. Come on, come back. Play from current slide. Here we go. So I think most of the people that I see on here have been active in Rotary that I recognize, but this is a good way for you to do new member orientation. You know, you can be clicking on here and bringing up the different information, and maybe you can show, can we go back to your screen and have you click on some of these, Kim, and show?
Yeah, I think we are still on my screen.
Oh, okay. Oops. Well, then there we go.
Right. So just to go back, here's the Learn by Topic.
Oh, here we go.
And I clicked on membership.
Mm-hmm. And And here, if you click on any of these, like assess your club or engage current members, you're going to end up with the publications that we had, not necessarily the course, the e-learning classes. Does that make sense? So you can, whether it's, these are all the tools that we've had before, but as if you're new to your role, this is a great place to go to kind of find these things. So under tools, if you, chose like district leaders, you can click on that one. And it will go through the information that you would need for helping with your district conference, the different forms, giving to the district. The idea is that if there's something out there that you want to learn, you're going to be able to find it in this e-learning. And not to be shy, Kim and I went through a class not too long ago, going through the e-learning center, and the gal from International was saying, don't hesitate to click on any of those blue letters in there, because they will take you somewhere and it'll be exciting. It's kind of like the first time I got on the internet, and I just was so excited that you could look for all these different things, and I think I could get lost in it for hours. Same thing can happen here. So these are the other resources that you can find. The social learning is something that they're still building with our Rotary Learning Center, so that they can still have some interaction, because I think that was what everybody loved about the Leadership Academy, was that interaction that we had with other people that were learning at the same time we were about everything Rotary, our graduate course in Rotary. So they're going to be setting that up, and there's going to be ways for us to connect these into our website, and they strongly encourage you to be able to do that. So maybe you take all of these membership resources and put them into your website so that new members can easily access it. I would suggest that you have a link that takes people to the Learning Center on your website, and promote it every once in a while on your Facebook page or whatever you happen to have. It'd be nice to be able to get people to interact that way. They've just come out with an AI and also artificial intelligence. And so the other day I hadn't finished a class. So when I came onto the e-learning center, it popped up and it said, by the way, you left off here. Do you want to take that class some more? And I thought, well, that's really, a gentle nudge. But anyway, so be watching for that, and probably some other things that they keep adding into it. One of the things I thought was really interesting is you might take a class in your club role as president. They might add on to it a year later, and they'll show that you completed 75% of this class, but now there's another 25% to go through. So even after we've learned things, there'll be a chance to learn more as we go through that. So Kim, let me turn it back over to you.
Okay, and I think what we'll do right now is open it up for questions. I will go back to the Learning Center itself.
Hey, Kim, we're being asked a question too about phasing out the Leadership Academy. What's happening with the Leadership Academy? I
can address that. So the Leadership Academy has been fabulous. I was part of the group that helped to form it years ago, and it was formed because we recognized that there was no other way for members in our district to really get a comprehensive training in Rotary besides the President-elect's training session down at PETS in Seattle each year. And so the District Leadership Academy was formed to give members that resource. It's been fabulous. A lot of graduates have gone through it now, and people learn a lot. The downside is that it is very resource intensive. You have a dean of the academy, you have all your course leaders, and it takes an awful lot of volunteer time. It also takes a lot of time to keep it updated, and it's limited to no more than 20 Rotarians a year. So because of all those factors, now that we recognize what the Rotary International Learning Center can offer, which is, again, it has really evolved in the last few years to be a much more powerful tool than it was when it started off a few years ago. We are making that shift so that everyone in the district can really start tying in with these e-learning courses. So there will be some plans, or there's already learning plans that are out there that Rotary International has developed. So a learning plan if you're going to be your club president, or you're going to be your public image chair, etc. And we're looking at how we might also add on to those plans to be more district specific. So that's in the works. But it's not quite clear yet how we're going to be able to recognize those that have already gone through the academy kind of in their own learning center module, but they will definitely be resources that people will be looking at. So it is a work in progress, shifting over between the academy and the e-learning, but we think it's going to be very positive on that. And they will be allowing those members that have started the academy and have not yet completed it, that you'll be able to still complete it. So that is all in the works. One of the nice things that's coming out that a lot of people are very excited about in this e-learning center is that Rotary International has teamed with Toastmasters. So there's ultimately going to be 8 courses in here that tie in with Toastmasters. You'll have actual assignments that you'll be doing where you'll go out and speak, etc. But we think it's going to be a powerful tool to build your own professional skills within using the Learning Center and tying in with what Toastmaster does. So look for those. They'll be coming out soon. They do update the courses once a quarter, and that's when you'll see something that says new on it. It means that something was changed, in that either the course itself is new or something within the course changed, so that you're always getting the most up-to-date information, which is pretty powerful to be able to tie in educationally for everyone in our district and get the latest and greatest information in the courses. So, other questions? Have any other questions out there?
This
If
is a
you
really
have a
fun.
question, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Oh, did we talk about how to get into it? They can get into it from My Rotary, but they can also get into it from, just learnrotary.org. I mean, so that's another, either way.
Right. I actually find it's pretty easy just to Google Rotary Learning Center, and you can follow the link. And ultimately, you will have to put in your My Rotary account, though. So just be aware of that you, however you get into it, you're going to be asked to log in through your My Rotary.
So Gretchen Gordon is asking when we're going to see the Toastmaster courses. And I think she said shortly, but
Yeah, we were just on a meeting with one of the people that are designing it with Rotary International this last week, and she's the one that told us that there were 8 courses that are ultimately going to be on there, and they're testing some of the first few out right now. So I think we'll see those within the next couple of months, but she didn't give us an exact time.
and they're asking how many courses are available now, and I believe there's 100 and something in English, right?
Right. She was saying that there were about 120-ish that are in English, and over 600 courses total when you count all the courses in all the various languages. So if you're multilingual, you could take a course in multiple languages.
And Chris, yes, there will be some education that is oriented by our district. That's not going to be really quick, but we will be looking at adding some that are district specific. And then Catherine is asking who develops these courses in this learning center, and that is done at RI. But Rotarians can produce them, and there's actually a couple of classes in here to teach you how to do that. You actually have to go through RI to get a permission to be in there, and then they'll give you the course shell, and then that has to go back to them to get approved and tweaked by their IT people, And so there's a long process to get it put in.
And under learning topics, that's where you were in, and to kind of go back to learning topics. This is the one that is more socially interactive. And it's where, let's say you've got a great idea on the Rotary Foundation or something you do with youth exchange or whatever. This is where you could upload a video or a PowerPoint or something there in that section to be able to interact. You know, it doesn't have to be an entire course. It might just be something you want to share with other people in just your district or publicly. You know, you can
Well, Michelle,
share ideas through learning topics.
sure. Michelle is suggesting that these could actually be a program with a discussion by the club afterwards.
They certainly could. And again, the length really varies on each course depending on the topic. And so you could have a 15-minute course that can be your program, and then you can have a question and answer, you know, right within your Rotary Club program. So it certainly is, you know, depending on the topic, you could definitely use it as a club program, particularly with Zoom now, right?
Yeah, right.
Other questions?
I think everybody's hungry. They all want lunch. Well, I think Kim and I are always available for questions. Please, you know, feel free. I think you've all got our email addresses, but I'll put mine in here in case anybody wants to ask.
Well, if you guys want to pull your share screen down.
Okay. All right.
And if there's if there's time here, we can go ahead and introduce people.
Oh, that'd be great. You want to start with Andre?
Oh, I think that would be the perfect place to start.
There I am. I should be popping up there. Thank you, Kim and Brenda, for putting on the presentation and sharing some of the work that the district has been working on. I'm terribly excited about the direction that we're moving, and we've got some real heavyweights that have been involved in Leadership Academy and training sessions over the years, and they've all been a part of helping us move in this direction. I've been a part of it, but played just a very small role because there's some people on this committee that have far more experience with the Leadership Academy. I can say there was a great sense of pride participating and completing the Leadership Academy, but I also think that its original purpose of training future leaders has really shifted or pivoted so that we really want Rotarians to have more general awareness about Rotary and its programs, and we want to be able to help prepare people through professional development, professional growth, whatever you'd like to call it. And we can track and be able to determine who some potential future leaders are as we're putting together district committees and such. So I think it's just an exciting period that we're in with so much technology available to us. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Andre. Michelle Strickler.
Hi. Well, I don't know what to say to that. I'm sorry I stepped in late, but as a past DLA participant and instructor, I think this looks fabulous. And I do think we can find creative ways to engage by using them either in small groups within our club, you know, introducing a new members series where they are going through together. You know, anyone who joined in the last year, we're going to do a series of educational opportunities where they share collaboratively. I think this looks wonderful. And as an instructor, this does take some pressure off because I'm always feeling like, oh no, do I have another student who's finished their classes? And I think that response, that timely response from my end was hard to achieve and not very fair to the students. So I love this option where people can have a night and just kind of hop around and discover. Yeah, awesome.
Okay, Bill Urey, you want to tell us where you're from?
Yeah, I'd be glad to. Yeah, I'm Bill Urey, and I'm president-elect of Anchorage East Rotary, of course, in Anchorage, Alaska, in this was great content. I was not aware of all this learning that's available here, and I'm going to start signing up for some courses.
Yeah. John Lork, I'm probably spelling it or pronouncing it wrong, but you're currently muted.
John Lorky, President-elect, Fairbanks Sunrisers.
Yeah. Oops. All of a sudden, Diane Fiji's popped in there. There you go. Go ahead.
I think
There
we're
you go.
playing mute and unmute against each other. Hi,
Yeah.
I'm Diane. I was district governor last year. I think I've met almost all of you, if not all of you. And I also agree that this is an excellent, excellent way to move forward into the future, to give the ability for all Rotarians to learn what is out there, because there's lots of information, and this really does move us into the next age. I think most of us are starting, if we haven't already been doing online learning. So I think it's an excellent direction for Rotary. So thanks for participating, and good job, Karen, or Kim and Brenna. Sorry.
Okay, Chris Gray, I tried to unmute you, but I didn't like that.
Hi, Chris Gray. I'm president-elect for Anchorage South. I also went through the Leadership Academy. I love that. It's great to be able to get that knowledge because it's kind of hard to do during meetings and things like that. So I'm glad this resource is here for new members to learn a lot more about the organization.
Okay, Ariel Tellenkiller, I think. Oops. No sound again. Oh, darn. We'll come back to you, Ariel. Sorry. Thea. You know, something's going on here. I'm not hearing people.
Yeah,
Chris,
can you hear us?
now I can hear you. Thea, do you want to try it? Okay, how about Ariel? You want to try again?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Oh, yay. Okay. Yeah, I'm super excited about this new, just moving into kind of like what we were saying about moving into the new century with this new learning. I think it'll be great. And I definitely agree with what Michelle was saying. You know, sometimes it's hard to keep up, you know, as faculty to, you know, keep up with everything. I think the courses that are online, I think they're great. And there's just tons of resources out there. So it's exciting. Thank you.
Sure thing. Krista Stamper. Unmute.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. I am incoming treasurer-elect for Rotary Club of Fairbanks, and I'm quite excited to see this e-learning as well. I have a almost 5-year-old, so as you can imagine, my time at home is precious, so I'm glad to have this resource for non-Rotary hours to get the learning in.
And Krista, there's a whole learning plan for club treasurers.
Yes, and I was happy to see that preloaded into my my Rotary account already.
Great.
Okay, Gretchen Gordon. You're already unmuted. I can't see your picture now. Well, okay. Catherine Limbertina, sorry.
Lamberti, hello, yes.
I'll get it eventually.
Hi, can you hear me now?
Oh, yes.
Oh, good. I'll even let you see who I am because I had to turn my video off. There you are. So, hello. I'm from the E-Club, so that this is a wonderful experience to learn also about all the various skills and knowledge that is available at Rotary. I also had a question about RI. could I just ask quickly, is there actually a Rotary building somewhere, or does all of this come from, I suppose, conferences where people sit and talk to each other at endless committee meetings?
Yeah, Andre, why don't you take the next? Up, you're muted.
There is a one Rotary Center in Evanston, Illinois, so there is a building. A lot of their staff are not in the building at the moment. They're all quarantined at home. There is also an individual with a team that's put together over the past 3 years, the RI Learning Center. We just had a teleconference with her, what was it, Thursday? And this is our committee that's working on this. And so a lot of professional training, and they're using some state-of-the-art software to be able to put these programs together. The thing I like is the quality of the sequence of the learning, and the content is done in a similar way for most of the programs. And I think that's the benefit of having people dedicated to just doing learning modules, if you will. So I hope that answers your question, but yes, there is a building, and yes, there is a team that works full-time for Rotary to do this.
Thank you, Andre. Yes, it does answer my question, because I'm a former high school teacher myself, and I recognize many of the, much of the jargon, much of the terminology that is available, and I'm just thrilled. It really is absolutely wonderful. Well done.
Okay.
If you ever take a trip to Chicago, it's worth driving out to Evanston to go see it. And they have Paul Harris's office all kind of there on display, and it's fun.
I would like to do that. Thank you.
Okay, Gretchen. Okay, let's see, Thea, are you back with us? Ellen Oxier.
Yeah, good morning. I'm the past president for life of the Soldotna Rotary Club and the new president-elect for the Soldotna Rotary Club. And I want to make a special shout out to John Lorkey for inviting me to my first Rotary Club. And after going through all of these sessions today, yeah, thanks a lot, John.
Amy, are you available?
I am. Hi, I am incoming assistant governor for the Anchorage area Rotary Club. So I'll be working with 9 president-elects each year, and it's been a lot of fun, and I've really enjoyed today's webinars.
All right. Next one is Charlene Tofest.
Hi, I'm Charlene Topfest from Soldotna Rotary, and I'm president-elect. So I'm the president-elect during Ellinger, and I really appreciate the e-learning and these webinars this weekend.
Thanks a bunch. Christina? Okay.
This is Christina. Sorry, just took me an extra minute to get over to the screen to unmute myself. Hi, everyone.
Yes.
Christina Hendrickson. I am the president-elect for the Girdwood Club, and I was on the other training that ended, and so I decided to pop over onto this one and see what else I could learn here.
Cool. Okay, Dan Dawson.
Hi, I'm Dan Dawson, current president of Glacier Valley Rotary Club, and I'm just poking my head in here to keep some continuity going since we can't all go to district conference.
Super. Don Black.
He's muted.
Oh, yeah, I was trying to get you. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, I was counting on being unmuted automatically, so I didn't even check on that. I'm with a member of the Eagle River Area Rotary Club.
Okay, Joe Casheye. You're set. You're open. Oops.
Oh, there we go. Hi, I'm just stepping into Andre's shoes and Diane's shoes. not much more than that, and trying to absorb as many different sessions as possible. I just want to thank Andre and Rosie and you, Craig, and all the other presenters for what's been a really useful and I think fabulous approach. I think Andre in particular really needs to shout out because he took such a strong lead in making this work really, really well. So I'm just saying thank you to everybody and listening and learning, hopefully learning.
Well, thanks a bunch, Joe. Uh-oh, there's Andre again.
No?
Oh yeah, you're live.
Oh, I didn't know that. I've just been sitting here watching.
Okay.
Go on to someone else.
Okay, Sam's iPad. And I just there you are.
Hi, I'm a member of Sunrisers Rotary here in Fairbanks. I see Andre about every week, and John Lorkey.
Cool. Elda?
Hi, I'm just a member of the Palmer Club, and I was getting my feet wet with the different ways to get information. Thank you.
Okay, Rick Allen?
Hi, this is Rick Allen. I'm the president-elect of the Palmer Club, and it's been a great presentation. Thank you very much.
Peter Lang?
Hello, this is a member from the Anchorage International and also a bunch of others in the past decades. I'm really fascinated about tie-in to the Toastmaster, which I was once a member of also a couple of decades back. And my wife now, coming in from Nigeria from the Abuja Grandfather Club, trying to find her a home here, is very fascinated also by this. So I'm really excited. Thanks a lot, y'all.
Yeah, thank you. Thea, are you with us now? I've got you unmuted. Well, is there anybody else that hasn't had a chance to introduce themselves?
Gretchen.
Gretchen, go for it.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Gordon. I'm president-elect of the Fairbanks Downtown Club. And
Okay.
I apologize, I stepped out because my oven timer went off. I'm baking bread as well.
I understand that entirely. Okay, let's see. I've got a check sheet here I've got to go through. Okay, anybody that wants to wants to just sign out of this meeting, and if you're going to be doing the club foundation next, then you could just either stay signed in and just turn off your picture and mute yourself or whatever you want. And to let you know, there's going to be recordings of all these sessions. They'll be on the district website, and I'm not sure where else, but they will be available. And I guess that's it for now. Oh, the last three numbers of my URL are 858, and the last three numbers of the other class are 120. So if you're not sure what's going on, then there you go. Oh, Kim's got a question or something, or
saying bye.
Just real briefly.
Oh, they're saying bye.
No, quick announcement. Real briefly before we sign off, Brenda and I did create a short little PowerPoint for today's presentation, which outlined how we were presenting everything. So we only showed you a little bit on the screen because we were able to log right into the Rotary International site, but we wanted to have a backup just in case there was any issue getting to the RI site today. But we're happy to share that PowerPoint with anyone that wants to use it to help introduce it in your own club. And then secondly, because she and I are co-chairing the district visioning committee and we have all these presidents and president-elects here, I would be remiss if I didn't say, reach out to us if you have not had a visioning lately. Chris Gray's club had one. They had one in November. It was very successful. We've done one for a lot of the different clubs. We did one for the E-Club a couple of years ago via Zoom. So let us know. We do have some funding to go out and reach some of the clubs that are off the road system too. So we
Cool.
we expect to be getting back into visioning before long.
Oh,
Andre?
Andre has something. Oh, unmute Andre. Okay. Are you going to do it yourself or do you want me to? There you
Okay.
go.
Okay, so I saw the note from Krista Stamper that I think it said her grandfather used to be the treasurer for RI and made many trips to Evanston. I just wanted her to know that Tuesday at 10 a.m. we have the RI treasurer, David Stovall, who was going to be the RI rep to our district conference. He's from Georgia and he will be as part of my DG forum on Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. And we will plan on recording that if you're unable to attend. I think he's a great resource because he's both an RI director and he's the treasurer. And he's inviting people to send him any questions that they might have of him as a director or the treasurer. And he's prepared to speak about a broad variety of topics. So I'm really excited that he's agreed to join us on Tuesday.
Fantastic. Thanks, Andre. And for whatever it's worth, I was stationed at Fort Sheridan, which is right near Evanston when I was in the Army, and the Rotary campus is pretty neat. So
that's cool.
Okay, and that'll be us for today, unless somebody has another something. And we've got the club treasurer is on the 120, and club foundation is on 858, which is this station. We'll catch you guys later.
Hey, Craig, you're still recording.